Chat GPT will give you crazy answers for certain things, right? And so you should be honing your skills at writing rules for Chat GPT to give you
Mm.
accurate answers for things. And a lot of employers don't even let their employees have access to those tools at work, because they can introduce bias into things, and they don't want you putting company information into an open AI system. And so you can build custom GPTs that are a closed loop, and you can feed it information from your organization and maybe your company's brand assets and tone of voice documents and things like that, and say, write an ad based on our tone and our specifications that would be interesting to this type of job candidate, right? So that type of thing is smart. And if your company doesn't let you access things like that, well, you call people like me who can access it and then give you the accurate information. Um, but so, yeah, I mean, I use that every day. I created a custom GPT. My team is rewriting all of the job descriptions for the world's largest financial organization. We're
Mm.
not going to name names, but
Sure.
um, right. But I created a custom GPT because they have all of these rules. So, for instance, we don't use the Oxford comma. We don't put a period at the end of a bulleted sentence. Right there. So it's just the way the job looks. And I
Mm.
help to create that kind of format and spacing and cadence of the way the job is written. So the old school jobs responsible for X, Y, and Z, work hard, play hard, blah, 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 all these things that have a lot of bias in them and don't speak directly to the candidate need to get out of there. And you need to have some upfront, interesting marketing language to talk about who you are as a candidate. And this is who we are as a company. Imagine what we could do together, right? And you kind of build this book of knowledge of how to talk in your job descriptions, and then what's our punctuation policy, and then what's your library of bias terms,
Mm.
um, and it's extensive. You can't use the word driven anymore if you want to attract females. All right, that's just one of the weird things that comes up. So I built a custom GPT that you can just put a whole bunch of text into and say, format this job, and it will spit out all the right answers. And so there's there's an interesting way that you can do something like that. Applicant tracking systems, I'm in and out of all day long for various customers. And so I'm constantly in big applicant tracking systems and some small ones. And then I use a couple of really interesting tools. I use JotForm all the time. You can build an entire applicant tracking system in JotForm. You can build a job application in JotForm. And so I use it for everything. So when I have a conference, I have my speakers fill in a form, and then they're all on a spreadsheet for me with all of their information. What do they want to talk about? Things like that. And then I use a tool called Gmass out of my Gmail as my CRM, and you can do mass mailing directly from Gmail that won't get put in everyone's spam folder. It's a fascinating tool. It's basically free, and so then I get spreadsheets of who clicked, who answered, who replied, and again, I like hacks. I like free things. And so that's that's a lot of the stuff that I use.